So I'm just going to give you a full kind of tour of the garden today. It's the 1st of June, and I've been dying to show you because there's so much changed in the garden since last tour in early June. So I'm just showing you some of the tomatoes that I've got outside, and the apple tree has just, it started off with loads of blossom and fruit, and they all got blown off, so I've only got 3 apples left on my apple tree. But 3 is better than none. And I'm just kind of showing you some of my hidden spaces here that I just put my tomatoes behind. That was a new currant bush that I've just got today, kind of half price. And this is some lemon thyme that I've just got today that was half price from B&Q, and they look, fine. They'll recover. I have got some blueberries coming on my blueberry bush there, and the poppies sadly have finished because they have been beautiful. And here's some tomatoes already forming on my tomatoes. I haven't got any dwarf beans yet, but I've got some flowers. And the strawberries, I've got some quite little strawberries in there. I need to do some strawberry picking. And these are the onions. I've just lifted these buckets up onto the deck today because they were down below, and some of them haven't done great down there. I think a bit too wet and damp. It's just down the weather. But so I brought them up just to dry them out a little bit. And these are the beans that are starting to climb. And I've replaced the elephant garlic with some tomato plants. And these are my yellow courgettes. And they're looking great. They're just starting to kind of come. And there's some more onions that look much better that were on the decking. And here are my 4 squash plants. I haven't got a clue what squash plants they are anymore because the labels have blown off, but they are doing well. And this is some raspberries that I've just kind of cut down the dead canes today, and you can see some raspberries there that have come on this vine and have been great. And you can see some more of my courgette plants, and these are in the soft fabric bags. And you can see my Japanese wine bush here, and it has got some little flowers on, so I'm hoping that we might get some berries off that this year. And this purple stuff is gorgeous. I don't know what the name is, but it creates a beautiful shield. And this is a bucket I've just planted up, a bit of a bigger one, with some beans. And this is my lettuce kind of area. And these are some peas that I planted for pea shoots, but they've just grown. But these lettuces now, they are ready to go. They are fully mature and giving us absolutely piles of lettuce. And here you can see I've planted some more brassicas just today. And there's my leeks and potatoes that I showed you in the previous video, all doing well behind there. And here are my sweet corn. I think these are the things I'm most proudest of in the garden. They're just amazing. Talk about knee high by the 4th of July. These are definitely knee high, and they are doing spectacular. We'll see if I managed to get them pollinated successfully, but they are doing really well. And here's some of my outdoor tomatoes just outside the greenhouse. And here's some more tomatoes. I'm inundated with tomatoes, onions. And there's some purple haze carrots that have all germinated well in my new carrot bucket. And there's all sorts in there. That's kind of wild rocket or something. But it's good to have a few different things in places. Biodiversity. And that's my yucca plant, this beast of a thing, and it seems to be doing very well in the fabric bucket. And now I'm going to take you into the greenhouse for a look. You can see my tomatoes all doing amazingly well. There's Donald and the owl giving us a wave. These are my pepper plants. Oh, actually there's some tomatoes there. These are the pepper plants, and you can see my cucumber that I'm trailing along. I haven't got any cucumbers, you can see smaller ones coming on, but I haven't any off there yet. And I've got my 4 aubergine plants at the back that I've just kind of tidied up today actually. And just to get that classic V shape, we just take out any of the suckers to let the air flow in those plants, and they look much better. You can see here my tomatillo. I'm quite excited about those. And here I'm trailing one of my tomatoes up towards the roof but I think probably the others, I've got about 3 trusses on them. I'm probably going to nip them because, as you can see, it's at the top now, so probably going to nip them at the top, and we'll let it concentrate on the fruit it's got. I'm using a mixture of canes and the strings, primarily because I can't attach the strings to the roof at every place. I only do it at certain places, so I can't use strings for everyone. And this is just down the side where you can see my potatoes, my main crop, are just starting to fall over, just starting to look a little bit coloured. Probably got maybe a week or so left, and then we'll be chopping them off and maybe storing them or letting them stay in the bags for a little bit. I'm not quite sure. These are some brassicas at the back of the netting. I've got some fennel that I've taken out quite a lot of the fennel now. I'm going to chop that up, and I've just got one more left really there to harvest, and that's ready to flower. I've got to get it out pretty soon because you can see this one has already started to flower. And you can see my Prague celeriac there and some onions. The onions again haven't done the best, but I'm leaving them for the moment in hope. I have taken out some shallots that just weren't doing anything. These are my colettes. I've never grown colettes before, so we'll see what they turn out like. Quite excited about that as well, new things. And these are the 2 rows of carrots I sowed way back when, probably March time they were sown. I've taken the potatoes out of the front now, and that's let a lot more light in, which is great. And the potato harvest wasn't great, so I won't be putting potatoes there again. Don't think it's worth it. I'd rather use the space for something else. And these are some beetroot, and they are kind of getting a little bit eaten by the leaf miner. You can see I'm being attacked a little bit. And I've got a couple of colettes in there as well, just to see. And these are my peas, and we're harvesting peas all the time off these. They're great. Actually, even see them in there. They're just popping out, and I've been picking a few in the garden and eating them as I go around because they're just so sweet and lovely. Love peas. And this is my upside down video. Here we are the right way, and these are my begonias, and these begonias, I'm showing you them because they were absolutely dead. There was nothing in that pot, and I'd totally given up, and these little things sprout. So if you ever leave begonias over winter, just wait and wait and wait to see if something pops up. And the reason I'm showing you this kind of back dry garden that we've got is because those are the pak choi seeds that I'm letting dry. They're normally nearly dry. Here we are, another begonia there was no sign of that whatsoever, and then up it's popped into this pot as well. And these are my pelargoniums. I've just planted up into these clay pots, and they are doing really well. I love these, and I like these in this spot of the garden because it's right at the top, and you look and they're there. I think it's a really good place for them. So I'm just going to show you along the wall. I waste no space in this garden. Every little bit of space is tucked away. I just wanted to show you this kind of new extension part of a little kind of cottage garden border. And I'm especially proud of it because everything in it more or less grew from seed myself. I've forgotten the names. There's some dahlias there, but as you can see, it's looking tremendous. It's beautiful, and it gives me great pleasure walking past it. It's just flowers, there's no veg, and I've got a little salvia there that I was kind of hoping it would be a bit bigger, but it's beautiful, pretty little thing. And there's some cosmos, and here we are back to the veg, and I've got some fruit there, some strawberries. I've got quite a few to pick. Strawberries are all down the front here, and there's some more oca, and there's the new fish pond area. I've just given that a bit of a change of water today. And here I'm still waiting for these sunflowers to pop up. The nasturtiums have popped out some flowers, and there's Lucy, who you can hear in the background. And these are some red cabbage. They are very shaded, and if I get anything, they'll be amazing. But I have been picking the odd leaf and just using them as kind of cabbage greens. And there's some more broccoli you can see coming out. Purple sprouting, and the fish pond area again, this is just my little piece of heaven in the garden. I love this little spot of the garden. And I'm going to take you along the other side of the border. See my rhubarb there. I'm just leaving this year because I wanted to kind of establish its crowns, and these are absolutely beautiful with flowers. You have to be careful of the milky sap because it's kind of poisonous. It's the skin, they return to the skin. These are the borage flowers. They're looking so beautiful, pretty, popping up there. Now this apple tree, I don't know if you can see, but it's been infected by this white mold stuff that's just kind of everywhere on it. I've been spraying some antifungal stuff on it. It's just about to see the white stuff. I don't know what it is, but it's not happy at all. I have to spray some more stuff on it and just keep on trying to tackle it. But the bottom of the tree was totally knackered with it. So I'm just keeping an eye on that. And I've popped it in this border just because I wasn't, just to try and get it out the space it was to not infect other trees. I have got some other trees there. And I've got some beautiful, these yellow flowers just pop up year after year. Don't know where they came from, don't know what they're called, but they're pretty and I let them do their thing. And there's the fern and the tree cabbage behind it. Those are the new red, I didn't know the name last week. The red flowers that I got from Wallington. You can see that I put the video of the visit to Wallington when I got those. And these were like a little cut-in that a neighbour gave us about 5 years ago, and we planted it, and it's grown, and every year it produces these beautiful little yellow drop flowers. He's the other fern, and this just looked majestic a couple of months ago, but it has started to kind of leaves it looking a little bit brown, but it's still doing its thing. And there's the devil's fingers there that I think I'm probably going to take out in the winter. And here are the bunny tails, and they're just so pretty. I've had to pop them up though because they did kind of blow over, but I just love the feel of them. They're just so soft and touchy. And there's the lovage I planted. That's grown really well. And here are my sunflowers. They make me so happy. They're so beautiful. And these sunflowers I'd put for dead many times, and I've just popped them in, and they've been amazing. And there's my little hidden veg patch in the border, and these are the overwintered onions, and they are still going. I think I am going to pick them pretty soon. I don't think they can take much more in those beds, but they're starting to really bulb up. And this foxglove, look how far back I'm going to go with the camera just to begin to get the top in kind of shot. It's been spectacular. It's like a firework going up to the sky. Really beautiful. I thought the lupins were special, but this year the foxgloves have done something special. And there's the sweet peas, and I have already started picking some of the flowers and the Jerusalem artichokes that they are climbing up, which has been a good combo. Some more tree cabbage, and I love the tree cabbage. It just really sets off some of the plants in front. The hydrangea, it seems to be flowering down one side, doing its thing now. And that's this apple tree we planted from seed, and it's never ever produced an apple. I don't know if it ever will, but it's a tree, and I like trees, so we leave it. And you can see my dahlias there, and Lucy coming in the shot because she likes to be on camera. And these are the potatoes I planted last week in my potato kind of planting video, and they go literally everywhere. And you can see again I've got some more tomato plants behind this bench because no space is wasted in my garden, and I've got far too many tomatoes, and I really hope we don't get blight. And these are some Indian bottle gourd plants. They will produce the loofahs if they grow. I don't know if it's a bit late now, but we'll see. You never know. And this herb patch I'm not really happy with this year. It hasn't done as well as it did last year. I think it's going to get a clear out in the winter. And here's some more potato plants. So I've took you inside so you can see some of my indoor conservatory peppers. We've got a real problem with flies, so you can see I've got some stones on top to try and stop that with, and I water in those like cups that are buried in them. So you see this one just looks totally washed out, but some of my other plants are absolutely fantastic. So you can you see here? Oh, pick my camera up. There you go. They're great jalapenos. I think those are my overwintered ones, and the overwintered ones have really produced this year. So these are some store-bought ones that I kind of relented and got like some hearts, but just because they were so like unusual, like the type. So you've got like basket of fire and Thai and Scotch bonnet. So they're just unusual peppers that were great. So I picked them up. I've only got a few different plants. And these are the macaroni peppers that I'm hoping will ripen, and some more kind of jalapeno peppers because I do like to build jars. Have been planting some seeds today. I think I showed you some of those in the garden. I've got some Borlotti dwarf French beans. I might get a crop out of them by the end of the year. And you can see I'm going to do some spinach. I've filled in the gaps with my carrots, my Purple Haze carrots. I've planted some of this gourmet lettuce, some succession planting, and I've also planted some seeds that will flower next year. So they'll not flower this year, but if we get them planted and growing, then they form the roots in the plant this year, and then hopefully next year we'll get a flower because they're biannual. And here are some of my onions drying in the conservatory. The last of the garlic, the elephant garlic, and here's some smaller ones. I'm a bit disappointed with these. These are the gourmet kind of shallot, bistro shallots. They might be end up being pickled or something because there's not much else you can do.